Okay, so day 4 na po tayo ng impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte today, July 13, 2026. So ang nangyari po is the presentation of the prosecution's second witness, which is si Attorney Lotoc. So si Attorney Lotoc po is part of the investigation team ng NBI kung saan nag-recommend sila na mag-file ng cases for grave threats and inciting to sedition against VP Sara Duterte sa DOJ. So same pa rin naman po yung legal theory dito ng prosecution, which is may impeachable offense daw po na ginawa si VP Sara Duterte because of the alleged grave threats, kasi yung alleged grave threats daw po na yun ay related dun sa alleged naman na may hinire daw po na tagapapaya si VP Sara Duterte. So for today po, explain ko yung personal observations ko po sa mga kaganapan, and then magbibigay din po ako ng commentary sa questions ng ilang senator judges natin, and of course dito po sa cross-examination ni Attorney Vinluan, and sa dulo po magbibigay ako ng summary ng impeachment case as of today, July 13, 2026, the 4th day po of the impeachment trial ni VP Sara Duterte. Okay, so good day po to all of you, my fellow taong bayan, mga kasimor, at yan po ang video natin for today. Okay, so for our first discussion po, which will be about Attorney Lotoc, kung ano yung purpose niya at kung ano yung difference po niya dun kay NBI agent Kalilong, yung first witness po ng prosecution. So essentially po, yung pinaka-point kaya pinresento siya based on my observations is still to establish the competency, the genuineness, and the authenticity nung video evidence po kung saan may mga sinabing questionable statements si VP Sara. So yun yung gusto pa rin po ipakita ng prosecution, na na-preserve talaga, hindi edited yung video na yun na piniplay nila kung saan yun nga po may sinabing mga remarks si Vice President Sara Duterte. So yun po yung isang point dyan. And then pangalawa po is to support yung position ni Agent Kalilong na talagang merong active, real at totoong threat daw against the life of PBBM, First Lady Lisa Marcos, former Speaker Martin Romualdez because of that questionable statement ni VP Sara. So yun lang po, yun lang talaga yung gusto dito i-point out, kasi tandaan natin in the impeachment process, ang kailangan po kasing evidentiary threshold niyan is clear and convincing evidence. So medyo mataas po yan. So kailangan po mag-submit ng mga supporting evidence or witnesses ng prosecution, at hindi po yan sapat na may isa lang silang witness. So therefore, that is the purpose ni Attorney Lotoc, para mas palakasin pa yung position na yun nga po merong real and active threat because of the utterances ni VP Sara Duterte. So kung titingnan po nyo, medyo repetitive pa rin po yung direct examination, kasi yun nga po, same lang naman talaga yung pinaka-point, pero ibang witness lang yung nagsasabi ng similar message from that of Agent Kalilong, para ma-fully support nga talaga yung pinaka-gusto lang nila i-point out. So ngayon po, punta naman tayo dun sa issue natin, kung whether or not based on the two witnesses presented ba ng prosecution ay na-establish na ba nila na meron talagang hinire na tagapapaya si Vice President Sara Duterte. So quick break lang mga kasimor, gusto ko lang po kayo i-remind na hopefully po you can like this video and mag-subscribe din sa YouTube channel ko, kasi 100% free po yung YouTube subscription. Tapos kung gusto naman po ng behind the scenes /Maritesan, sa Facebook naman po kayo mag-follow. And of course, salamat din po sa lahat na nakasubscribe na. We have recently crossed po 464,000 subscribers sa YouTube. Konting-konti na lang po, mag 500,000 na tayo, kaya hopefully po makonsider ninyo mag-subscribe. Okay, ngayon po, tuloy tayo sa discussion. At yung sagot po sa question na yan ay dito nyo mapapanood dito sa question and answer portion between Senator Bam and Attorney Lotoc. So in summary po, sinabi ni Attorney Lotoc na hindi pa nila na-identify talaga kung sino yung alleged hired na tagapapaya po ni VP Sara Duterte. Kung hindi, dahil lang daw dun sa statement si VP Sara, sa actions niya, ay for them, since totoo nga yung statement na yon, it is a real and active threat. Therefore, meron daw talagang hinire na tagapapaya si VP Sara Duterte. So kung makita po ninyo, hindi pa talaga direct yung evidence, kung hindi circumstantial pa lang, meaning because of this, therefore may ganitong nangyari. Yun yung theory na gustong i-explain dito nila Attorney Lotoc. Okay, so again, wala pa pong direct evidence talaga to establish the hired tagapapaya ni VP Sara Duterte based on the statements ni Attorney Lotoc himself. Okay, so ngayon, ang next question na lang natin, kailangan ba talaga ma-establish ng prosecution na may hinire na tagapapaya si VP Sara Duterte para maging grave threat yun siya, or maging impeachable offense, yung tamang question pala? And ang sagot ko po dyan, based on my observations po dito sa proceedings, ay kailangan po yan, kasi dito dito sa articles of impeachment po na sinubmit ng prosecution, nakalagay kasi doon na impeachable offense, may impeachable offense na ginawa si VP Sara Duterte because of the grave threat and because of the hired tagapapaya. Tapos inexplain po yan doon sa isa sa portions na nag-question and answer si Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. So nakalimutan ko na po yung exact timestamp, but you can look for the portions na lang po of this live stream kung saan si Senator Alan yung nagdi-discuss kasi minention niya yung articles of impeachment mismo. Tapos dun po sa articles of impeachment ng prosecution, nilagay kasi nila doon for them, meron talagang hinire na tagapapaya si VP Sara because daw of her own statements or her own admissions. Pero ang masasabi ko lang po doon, ang dilemma ng prosecution sa ganong legal theory, dininay na po yun ng defense dito. Ito, kinlarify din actually ni Senator Bam dito kung whether or not meron bang specific denial talaga si VP Sara as to the alleged yung nag-hire nga ng tagapapaya. So sinabi dito ni Attorney Vinluan na they denied yung mga allegations lahat. So since dinenay yun ni VP Sara, edi walang hired hitman or hired tagapapaya talaga si VP Sara as of the moment based on everything that has happened dito sa impeachment proceeding. So dun ngayon may kita natin na meron talagang obligation or burden yung prosecution to establish the identity rin po of the hired tagapapaya kasi nilagay po nila yun mismo sa articles of impeachment. Okay? So basically ito po yung summary and relevance nung identity alleged hired tagapapaya na yun based on my observations po sa mga nangyari sa proceedings sa impeachment so far. Okay, so yung next naman po nating i-discuss ay magbibigay lang ako ng commentaries sa mga na-observe ko pong demeanor ng ilang senator judges natin. Kasi kung ako po ang tatanungin ninyo as a practicing lawyer, medyo medyo mali yung line of questioning nila kasi it is not directly addressing the full context of the issue, kundi parang nagiging chop-chop yung line of questioning. So anyway po, i-discuss ko na lang fully para mas maintindihan nyo talaga. Okay, so yung nakita ko po kasing issue is the line of questioning ni Senator Erwin Tulfo. So this is with all due respect to him. I do not mean any disrespect po to the senator judges, but I just want to voice this out para hopefully to enlighten the general public and maybe the senator judges kung meron man sa inyo pong nanonood nitong video ko. Again, this is with all due respect po, just my personal observation po and my professional assessment as a practicing litigation lawyer po. So dito po kasi sa part na to, yung pinaka-point ng line of questioning ni Senator Erwin Tulfo is in relation dun sa may gustong ipapapaya si VP Sara directly. But if you actually listen po to the full statement ni VP Sara, wala po siyang hinire para ipapapaya directly. Yung sinabi po niya, pag pinatay siya, may kinausap na siya para in simple terms, ipaghiganti siya. So magkaiba po kasi yung context nun eh. So kaya ko po nasabing magkaiba yung context yan kasi if you will ask the witness here, ano kaya yung motive, bakit siya nag-hire ng tagapapaya? Syempre ang sasabihin lang yan ay baka kasi galit siya, gusto lang niya talaga ipapapaya yung tao na yun, ayaw niya dun sa tao na yun, magkaaway sila. Yun yung magiging possible answer niya ng witness as to the question of what is a possible motive. Pero kung i-full context yung actual question, sabihin na bakit kaya nasabi nung respondent dito na pag ipapaya siya ay may kinausap na siya para ipapaya itong mga individuals na to. So if it is asked in that context po yung question, which is the actual statement po ni VP Sara, yung most likely sagot po ng witness doon is most likely sasabihin yan ay para ipaghiganti siya or para for self-defense purposes. So yan yung isa ko lang pong yung na-observe ko lang kasi the word po kasi na merong pag is a very big factor po kasi mag-iiba niyan yung mga sagot ng witnesses at posible din po mag-iba yung mental condition of the respondent in that situation as to pagsabi niya na pag ipapaya ako ay ipapaya mo rin to sila versus na ipapaya mo lang sila. Period. Diba? So hopefully po na-gets nyo yung pinakagusto ko talaga i-point out doon na those two questions, although they sound similar or they appear to be similar, but if we actually really look at the full context of the two statements, magkaiba po yun. Okay, so yan lang po ang gusto ko lang i-emphasize and put out there kasi again, those are two different statements with very different contexts po. Kaya lalo na po sa senator judges natin, it would be best sana na if they would ask questions, talagang i-correlate nila or i-discuss nila fully yung context ng message at hindi lang yung conclusion na gusto i-point out ng prosecution. Kasi if we just listen po to the prosecution or yung senator judges makinig lang sa prosecution, yung words na gagamitin talaga niya ng prosecution ay yung words na pabor lang dun sa legal legal theory nila. Kaya nga kung pansin din po niyo dito, laging yun din yung sinasabi ni Attorney Ligutan na may hinire na tagapapaya. Tinatanggal nila or they refrain from mentioning yung part na merong pag ipapaya siya. Okay, so yan lang din po ang gusto ko lang i-emphasize para po maintindihan talaga natin yung full context. Kasi the full context, lalo na po in legal proceedings, is a very big deal po yan kasi doon natin makikita yung state of mind ng isang respondent. Lalo na po na in this case, it involves crime committed daw po ni VP Sara, which is the crime of grave threats. Allegedly. Okay, so ngayon po, i-discuss naman natin or magbigay ako ng commentary sa cross-examination ni Attorney Vinluan. So in summary po, ang pinaka-point lang talaga naman ng cross-examination is to discredit itong si Attorney Lotok kasi si Attorney Lotok po is one of the or the head ng NBI kung saan nag-recommend yung NBI na mag-file ng grave threats cases and inciting to sedition case against VP Sara Duterte. So yung point lang yan, pag ma-discredit nila na mali-mali yung dates and then yung investigation timelines na ginawa nila, ay ibig sabihin nun or posibleng maging related kasi doon ay that yung pagsabi nila na merong real and actual threat ay mapawalang bisa or mawalan din ng value kasi na-discredit nila as a witness itong si Attorney Lotok. So most likely yan po yung purpose ng defense kaya dinidiscredit nila itong si Attorney Lotok. Kaya kung napansin nyo po dito, pinakita ni Attorney Vinluan yung mga discrepancy sa date na dun daw sa investigation data form ng DOJ may alleged changing daw of the date from February biglang naging January, tapos from February 10 parang naging February 5. So overall yung point nga ay para ma-discredit lang na kung tingnan nga yung dates mali-mali. Therefore walang credibility as a witness si Attorney Lotok. Yun yung position ng defense niyan. At kung makita din nga po ninyo, may part din dito na gusto i-establish sana ni Attorney Vinluan na yung February 5 na timeline or na date dun sa isang alleged na binago po ng mga documents yung date ay ang purpose daw po nun ay para isabay dun sa impeachment complaint. Yung first impeachment complaint po na final against VP Sara Duterte. Yung naging problema lang dun ni Attorney Vinluan, sinagot lang ni Attorney Lotok na wala siyang idea or hindi siya aware doon na may final on that date. So because of that, hindi yun na-establish ngayon ni Attorney Vinluan kasi hindi na po siya pwede magtuloy-tuloy in the line of questioning eh. So yung next na lang actually interesting abangan dito sa mga next set of witnesses ng prosecution or maybe sa time ng pag-present ng defense ng witness nila ay kung may establish kaya nila yon na yung timings ng mga itong filing ng NBI and the eventual filing ng DOJ ay kung may relation ba talaga dun sa timing ng pag-file ng first impeachment against VP Sara Duterte. Okay, so yan lang po ang main point talaga niyan. They want to discredit the prosecution witness kasi ito pong mga witnesses na to yung nagsabi na mayroong real and actual live threat against the life of the President, First Lady, and former Speaker because of the statements ni VP Sara. Kasi kung mapawalang bisa nga po nila yung mga alleged live threats na yon by discrediting itong mga witness na to, edi masisira po yung legal theory ngayon ng prosecution kasi nilagay po nila 'di ba sa articles na may impeachable offense because of that alleged grave threat in relation to the alleged tagapapaya. So kung wala yung katotohanan pala yung alleged tagapapaya na yon, edi mag-ano po yun, magko-correlate lahat yon from the alleged tagapapaya all the way to the grave threats and all the way po to the alleged impeachable offense. Okay, so yan lang po talaga yan and I highly suggest po all of you panoorin nyo tong cross-examination ni Attorney Vinluan kasi very intense po yung cross-examination niya together with the objections of the prosecution. Ito kasing part ng prosecution, yung sila pa yung nagda-direct examination, wala masyadong objection si Attorney Vinluan dito eh. So parang pinabayaan lang niya mag-present muna or i-present ng prosecution si Attorney Lotok tapos binanatan niya ngayon bigla dito sa cross-examination. So again, I highly suggest po na panoorin yung itong cross-examination kasi very interesting po para mas maintindihan niyo talaga yung mga dates na sinasabi ko. Hindi ko na ma-explain isa-isa yung date kasi haba tayo masyado. So I'm just explaining na lang po the legal importance ng mga actions nitong lawyers ng both parties. Okay, so ngayon po magbigay na lang ako ng summary kung ano na ba talaga yung mga status, ano na yung mga na-establish at needs to establish pa dito po sa impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Okay, so as to the summary of the case po, as to the identity of VP Sara in the video, I think established naman na po yun. And then as to the genuineness, authenticity of the video, whether or not edited ba yun, sa tingin ko established din naman po yun kasi Aside from dito sa direct examination sa testimony ng prosecution witness, ano po kasi talaga yung video na yun, matter of public interest, matter of public information po talaga. Sa tingin ko nga po, like what I explained in the last video, halos buong Pilipinas naman po siguro ay napanood yung video na yun. So may idea tayo as to the context talaga of the message or as to the questionable statement ni VP Sara. So as to the, again, identity, authenticity of the video, I think that has already been established. Sinasabi ko lang po I think kasi at the end of the day, it's up to the judges po to decide whether or not clearly established na yun Pero as my point of view lang po, tingin ko sapat naman na yun para ma-establish nga yung identity of the speaker, si VP Sara Duterte, and as to the authenticity of the video. Okay, so ang next na lang po niyan is as to the seriousness of the alleged threat ni VP Sara. So, ang masasabi ko lang po dyan, although sinabi nila Agent Calilong at ni Attorney Lotok na meron talagang real and active threat against the life of the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker, sa tingin ko po even some of the Senator judges ay hindi fully sang-ayon dun at makita po natin yun dun sa part na nagtatanong si Senator Gatchalian, si Senator Cayetano, and si Senator Erwin Tulfo as to kung sino pa ba yung nag-conduct ng ibang investigation ng threat assessment. Tapos ang sagot kasi doon nito ni Attorney Lotok ay NBI lang. They did not coordinate with other government offices na nag-handle din ng mga security or threat assessment. And lalo na po yung sa PSG, yung Presidential Security Group, hindi rin sila nag-coordinate doon. Alam naman po natin, di ba, na yung PSG talaga yung nag-handle ng security and threat concerns for the President and the Vice President. So in simple terms po, tingin ko as to the seriousness and as to the realness of the threat, hindi pa yun clearly established kasi even the senator judges nga po ay may mga follow-up questions pa dito sa witness na present ng prosecution. Kasi yun nga po, nakulangan sila na NBI lang ang nag-conduct at yung sarili lang din nilang findings, yung ginawa nilang basis to file a case to establish na meron daw alleged real and active threat. So pag ganun kasi medyo pwede po yan i-argue na self-serving, di ba? Kasi of course, kung ikaw yung nag-investigate, tas ikaw nag-file, ikaw yung complainant, syempre hindi mo naman sasabihin na walang active threat. Kaya it is most likely for that reason, kaya tinanong nga po ng mga senators na yun kung meron pang other offices, other agencies of the government involved with security and threat assessment na kino-ordinate yung NBI. Okay, so in simple terms, debatable pa po yung seriousness of the threat. Okay, and then next po as to the alleged hired taga-papaya, yun din po, hindi rin established yun kasi si Attorney Lotok himself sinabi niya na hindi naman nila nakita talaga or alam kung sino yung alleged hired taga-papaya na yun, but they believe na totoo yun because of the seriousness of the statements daw po ni VP Sara dun sa mga questionable video na pinresent po ng prosecution. And like what I explained earlier, kailangan yun mapakita ng prosecution kasi part yun nung allegation nila na may impeachable offense because of the hired taga-papaya ni VP Sara Duterte, and the defense already denied nga the existence of that allegation. Therefore ngayon, kailangan nila ipakita clearly talaga merong hinire na taga-papaya po si VP Sara Duterte. Okay, and as to the issue of betrayal of public trust, kung ako po ang tatanungin, again, medyo malayo pa po tayo kasi yung pinaka-legal theory nga lang ng prosecution is the grave threats, the active threat, and the alleged hired ng taga-papaya. Like what I've previously explained, wala pa po yung mga elements na yun, hindi pa clearly na-establish. Diba? So, kung hindi pa na-establish po yun, di wala pa pong betrayal of public trust kasi yun po yung ginamit na basis ng prosecution mismo sa articles of impeachment nila. Okay, so yan lang po ang masasabi ko as to Day 4 of VP Sara Duterte's impeachment trial today, July 13, 2026. At para naman po sa Day 3 nung impeachment trial, pwede nyo po yan mapanood sa video na to. Okay, so huwag nyo po kalimutan mag-like, mag-subscribe, and until next time, see you all po. Bye-bye!